The underground fight scene had never witnessed a clash like this before. The neon lights flickered above the ring, casting eerie shadows over the roaring crowd. Two fighters stood at opposite ends, staring each other down. On one side, the lean and lightning-fast Maggie Q, her sharp eyes brimming with focus. On the other, the colossal and battle-scarred Bolo Yeung, his muscles rippling with raw power. This was a contest of speed versus strength, strategy versus brutality. Only one would walk away victorious. Maggie Q had built a reputation for her razor-sharp reflexes and lethal precision. A student of multiple martial arts disciplines, including Wushu, Krav Maga, and Muay Thai, she was a specialist in using her opponent's strength against them. Her agility allowed her to move like a shadow, slipping through attacks with ghost-like fluidity. Her striking ability was second to none, each kick and punch delivered with surgical precision. However, her main weakness was her physical build. While she was incredibly fit and toned, she lacked the sheer muscle mass of someone like Beyond the Lookout Yeung. A direct hit from him could end the fight instantly. She needed to rely on endurance, evasion, and counterstrikes to have any hope of overcoming his immense power. Bolo Yeung was a legend in the world of martial arts cinema, known for his intimidating physique and bone-crushing techniques. A master of traditional Chinese kung fu and bodybuilding, his strength was unmatched. Every punch he threw felt like a battering ram, every grab like a steel vise. His signature move, the iron grip, had broken many warriors before Maggie Q even stepped into the ring. Yet Bolo's style was not without its flaws. His brute force came at the cost of speed, and his movements, while powerful, could be anticipated by a fighter as swift as Maggie. If he failed to land a decisive blow early on, he could find himself struggling against a more strategic opponent. His endurance was formidable, but his reliance on overwhelming his foes with sheer might made him vulnerable to those who could slip through his defenses. The bell rang and the crowd fell silent. Maggie Q took the first step forward, circling Bolo with the grace of a panther sizing up its prey. Bolo stood his ground, unmoving, waiting for the moment to strike. Maggie struck first, a quick jab followed by a roundhouse kick. Bolo barely flinched, absorbing the impact like a stone wall. He countered with a wide hook, but she ducked just in time, rolling to the side and launching a spinning back kick to his ribs. The crowd gasped, it connected, but Bolo barely moved. Then he attacked. A thunderous stomp sent shockwaves through the ring. He lunged, his hands like claws reaching for Maggie's throat. She dodged, but he adjusted mid-motion, grabbing her arm and yanking her toward him. The moment she felt his grip tighten, her eyes widened. This was bad. Bolo's grip was legendary, and Maggie knew if she didn't act fast, the fight would end in seconds. Using her flexibility, she twisted in the air, landing a knee strike directly under Bolo's jaw. The impact forced him to release her, and she backflipped away, catching her breath. The crowd roared in approval. Realizing she couldn't match him head-on, Maggie switched to a hit-and-run strategy. She circled, landing quick, sharp blows while keeping just out of his reach. Bolo grew frustrated, swinging wildly, his massive fists missing by inches. Sweat glistened on both fighters. Bolo's breathing grew heavier. Maggie saw her opportunity. With lightning speed, she dashed in, landing a precise elbow strike to Bolo's solar plexus. His body recoiled. She followed up with a spinning heel kick to his temple. Beyond the Lookout staggered. The giant was slowing down. Sensing the fight slipping away, Bolo roared, charging forward like a bull. He swung a haymaker with all his remaining strength. Maggie ducked just in time, and as his momentum carried him past her, she leaped onto his back, locking her arms around his thick neck in a sleeper hold. Bolo thrashed, slamming his back against the ring posts in an attempt to dislodge her. But Maggie held on, tightening the grip. His movements became sluggish, his breathing labored. Slowly, the Titan's knees buckled. With one final squeeze, Maggie dropped to the ground as Bolo collapsed face first onto the mat. The referee counted. The arena was dead silent. 10. The bell rang. Maggie Q had won. The crowd erupted in cheers as Maggie stood over her fallen opponent, breathing heavily but victorious. Bolo, ever the warrior, slowly regained consciousness, nodding in respect. He knew he had been bested not by brute strength, but by intelligence, precision, and adaptability. In the world of combat, there is no absolute power. Strength alone does not guarantee victory, nor does speed. It is the ability to adapt, to strike at the right moment, to turn an opponent's strength into their weakness, that determines who stands and who falls. And on that night in that ring, Maggie Q proved that the deadliest weapon is not muscle, but mastery.